Watching the storm very closely is Mike Mihalik, senior meteorologist with Weatherworks. He joins me via Skype from the U.S. state of New Jersey. Mike, let's begin with the track and intensity of the storm. Will it weaken some now that it has made a landfall on the Florida Gulf Coast?
Yeah, it certainly will weaken now that it's made landfall here just northwest of Mexico Beach here. And that's based that it's losing that influence of those warm waters of the Gulf. So once it gets over land here, it'll start weakening down, and those winds will eventually start calming down. That made landfall, winds were 155 miles an hour, but now as it's making landfall, that will gradually weaken. Although we still expect hurricane force winds all the way into southwest Georgia.
How big of a concern is storm surge at this point?
Okay, well, the biggest storm surge probably has already passed a lot of areas along the Florida Gulf Coast there. We saw surges of 6.5 feet from what I've heard in Apalachicola, but there are areas that are more susceptible that could have seen up to 9 feet or more in water rise as that storm came in. So certainly flooding from that surge was a big concern with this hurricane.
You said was a big concern. So what is the big concern now?
Well, the big concern now is still the strong winds. I mean, we're still getting wind gusts that are over 100 miles an hour. I mean, Panama City is gusting to 129 miles an hour over the last couple of hours. So there's still the wind concern. So the tree damage, we're looking at power lines and power outages across the Florida Panhandle there into southwest Georgia. So we are very concerned about that wind damage. But still with the storm, even though the flooding risk from the surge is starting to relax a little bit, we still have concern from the rainfall. We're talking about 4 to 8 inches of rainfall from the storm. There could be isolated spots that even see over 10 or 12 inches of rainfall. So that freshwater flooding will be an issue.
Mike, what do you tell all those people who decided to ride out the storm and not evacuate?
Yeah, I don't know what exactly their thinking was on this. I mean, it was a powerful storm a few days ago. It was strengthening the entire time over that warm water. So the alerts were out, the warnings were out, the evacuation orders were in place. So we really, the people who stayed, I don't know where there were, what they were thinking of, but I really do think those people who got out made a very wise decision, especially with this storm as strong as it was coming in.
All right, Mike Mihalik, thank you so much.